All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. And I want to especially welcome you once again to uh, our second conversation tonight. And tonight we're going to be having another conversation where we'll be talking, on a deeper topic, right? I mean, last week we were able to look at how you can build your personal brand, okay? And today, by the grace of God, we'll be looking at something, totally different, all right? We'll be looking at something totally different. Okay, and I mean, this night, I can assure you that it's something you've been waiting for, or something maybe you've never prepared for it. But I can assure you that it's going to be the bomb tonight. I mean, you're going to learn something tonight. I mean, something is just definitely going to change in your life this night. I can assure you, I can guarantee that, this night. Because tonight I have one of my very good friends, my brother. Uh, we went to the same school, Kwara State University, and he's doing well right now. And this night we're going to be discussing an amazing topic with him, or he will be discussing an amazing topic with us, where I would want every one of you to pay, rapt attention to everything that he would be sharing with us tonight as a result of experience. Okay. Once again, I'd like to welcome you to this discussion or conversation tonight. My name is Olayemi Gabriel Ajibola, and I am the lead consultant of Eagles Business School. And tonight, I'll just be bringing on board with me the CEO of Realty Boss to join us tonight for tonight's conversation. And just before I bring him up, for the conversation we'll be having tonight. Tonight, we're going to be discussing a very vital and important topic. Like I said earlier, we'll be looking at how you can discover your passion, or discovering your passion, how you can identify profitable skill, right, for the future. Okay, how you can, identify profitable skill for the future. So before I proceed tonight by bringing Steven on board, yeah, I think I already mentioned his name, right? And I'm so sure you must have seen his picture that he would be our guest tonight. All right. But before I proceed to bring in Steven on board tonight, I mean, so many of you may be asking who actually is Steven. Can we know Steven? Can you tell us a bit about Steven Adebayo? Definitely, you are correct. I'm going to be sharing a bit with you tonight about who Steven is, okay, and why you should listen to what Steven has to say, to what Steven has to tell you tonight. All right. So, okay, let me bring Steven on board, and then I would introduce Steven, quickly. So Steven, good evening, and you're welcome to our live session tonight. Can you hear me? We're so happy to have you on board tonight. Good evening, Steven Adebayo. All right, Steven, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you so very much for joining us on this conversation once again tonight. Can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you for having me. I do not take this opportunity for granted. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. All right, so who is Steven? Steven Adebayo, is an author, is a speaker, is a salesman. Steven is a transformational leader. While he was on campus, he sold, properties worth millions of naira. And currently, then while Steven was in school, he was actually in charge a lot of properties in school. And Steven has authored, some best-selling books. While Steven was in school, he wrote one of his first book that was titled "Flying" or "Fly with the Eagles." And of recent, I think he launched another one called Which Network Will Your Children Call Connection? Which network will your children call connection? Right? If you're listening here tonight, or you're listening some other time after this live section, I mean, I'd like you to get either of these books. These books are amazing books. These books will transform your life. Okay. And last but not the least, I can say that Stephen is the CEO of Realty Boss, a real estate company here in Lagos State, Nigeria. Okay, so Stephen will be discussing with us tonight on discovering your passion and identifying profitable skills for the future. So once again, Stephen, I want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for having our time. Even in the midst of your very busy schedule, you're still on this call with us tonight. We are so grateful and we do not take that for granted. Thank you so very much, Stephen. God bless you. Now, Stephen, I'd just like to ask you a couple of questions. All right. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. So, one of the questions I'd like to ask you is this. I hope you can hear me, Stephen. All right,
Yes, sir.
Stephen.
I can hear you, sir.
All right, amazing. So one of the questions I'd like to ask you tonight is, Stephen, can you share a bit with us about you? And of course, I know so much about you, but I'll just like you to share one or two things with our audience tonight and those that will watch after this live call.
Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really, really appreciate it, sir. Okay. My name is Steven. Like my leader, my mentor has rightly said. If you are seeing this, I want you to know that you are in the right place, right, bro? You mean like I love to call you. Thank you so much. Apologies in case you cannot see my face. Okay, my name is Stephen Adebayo Okpeyemi Adualere. I'm a young and promising guy filled with a lot of potentials. Like for me, I said everything about me, but I think some unique thing I love about myself is my mindset. Yeah, I have a very positive mindset, and no matter how long it takes, I know what I want to do, I do it. And
Mm,
also, I would say I'm a university dropout. I dropped out of university in 17? Yeah, 17. I wrote jam again with my younger sister in 2018. Um, Graduated, in Kwasu. They said my life was spoiled and all. Well, thank God for where we are today. We are moving. And
yeah,
I'm going to be one of the, this is not for what people will say, but I am so confident that my life will be like a Bible where people can read and believe that they can become whatever they choose to become in a positive way that will impact generations to come. Thank you,
yeah.
sir.
Thank you so very much for sharing that with us, Steven. From what Steven just said right now, Steven said, whatever he set his mind on to do, he will do it, or he must do it. I mean, that's an attribute of someone who understands focus. All right. So it means that Steven understands what we call focus. And when we're talking about focus, it means that whatever goal you put down into your books, you find out that you get to achieve it. All right. So, can I also say on this call tonight that Steven is an achiever? And that's one of the reasons why he's on this call with us tonight, so that every one of us will get to learn, from the story of Stephen. Now, Stephen, while you were talking, you made mention that you actually dropped out, 2017 when you got into school. Do you want to share a bit of your experience with us? Now, I want to believe when you dropped out, possibly some people actually laughed at you while you dropped out. Possibly at that point, you actually felt, oh, I don't think is school still my purpose. I mean, can you just share a bit of your experience in that process with us?
Yeah, you know, I could not pay tuition fee then, and it's also crazy.
Yeah.
I think I even spend my tuition fee there now, like probably maybe let's say maybe like 4 times in a day safe. It's just to tell you that no matter what you're going through, see, everything is just time. So maybe I
Yeah,
want to. Yeah, I believe that I am now teaching myself to love good things. I want to buy Benz, for example. I may not buy Benz as soon as you think I should, but I will buy that Benz. And by the time I'm buying that Benz, not GLK, I might start with GLK and move to ML, I move to GLE, But by the time I'm doing that thing, it is not necessarily, it must not make the news. But as long as I am doing it, I am working in that purpose.
yeah,
I think that's just my mindset.
yeah.
No? Maybe somebody on this call like Benz. So,
Oh,
like no, like
possibly. Possibly. All right. Thank you for sharing that with us, Steven. So, I know a lot of people may not actually know this, but let me say, I remember then, funny enough, myself and Steven got to school together at the same time, right? And I'm sure Steven would actually remember that as well. And he'll be like, oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, this guy got to school together at the same time, but he just got to a period and then we did not see Steven anymore. I remember then we were both in RCF, the Redeemed Christian Fellowship, and then Stephen was already becoming a very active person. Just suddenly we did not see Stephen again, and we're like, is this the end of it all? But then Stephen had to come back into school 2018 for his course. It shows focus. It shows determination. All right. It shows passion for knowledge, right? And that's some of the things that really calls out for. And I mean, we must applaud Stephen for being that kind of a person. Now, Stephen, during your time in school, Kwara State University, where I know you graduated from, do you want to share a bit of your experience with us? Was that where you actually discovered passion, right? Did you discover passion before you left, before maybe during your jam period while you were in your secondary school, or when exactly did you discover passion? Do you want to share that with us quickly?
I would say I discovered my passion right from, I would say my teenage days. Uh, there's only one thing left I'm not doing with my life now that I knew I was going to do right from my teenage. But every other thing I am already doing it. Every other thing. I think the second one I will say two. The first one I won't want to mention it. The second one will be getting married to my babe. Yes, that's like a passion for me. But for every other thing, I think I would say I discovered as a teenager. You see, one of the best way to discover your passion is in the place of service. And
Mm,
there are four people, or sorry, there are five people you must serve in your life if you want to discover your passion. Number one, you must serve God. Number two, you must serve your parents. Number three, you must serve people that are above you. Number four, you must serve people that are on your level. And number five, you must serve people that are upcoming, not people that are below you, because actually nobody is below you. They are up and coming. And for the
mm,
fact that you are ahead of them today does not mean you will remain ahead of them for life. Because the way
mm.
the world works is that time and chance happen to them all. So you might be the president today. You only have 4 years on that seat. There was a time it was Biden or Biden. Now it is Trump. People are praising Trump today. But in 4 years' time, the praises of Trump will cease from their mouth to be the next president. So you
Mm.
must understand that once you are able to use every chance and opportunity you get to serve these people, your passion will not just be discovered, it will be turned into profit.
Wow, wow. Wow, I mean that is outstanding. Steven made mention of key points that uh, it's really hot. So the first one he said he talked about you will discover your passion in a place of service. That's number one. All right. And then apart from the place of service, there are some people you must serve in life. All right. Number one, you must serve God. Number two, you must serve your parent. Number three, those that are ahead of you. I mean, these are key points of how you can discover purpose, how you can discover what you're set to do in life. All right. So quickly, because I quite understand that Steven is a very busy person, being the CEO of Realty Boss. All right. And I wouldn't want to take so much of his time, but really, we appreciate your time and everything that you're sharing with us on this platform tonight. Okay. Now, Steven, for you, while you were on campus, I actually know some of the skills that you identified that were profitable to you while we were on campus. Do you want to share some or one or two of those skills you discovered or that you identified to be profitable while you were in the university days, right? Until today, that is the skill, or that is one of the things you still do that keeps you at the top of your game. Do you want to share that with us, Steven?
Yeah, please can you take that last line again, sir? Sorry. I lost my
Okay.
line of thought. Can you do that
Yeah.
again? Sorry.
Yeah, sure, that's okay. So now, while you were in school, I actually know a couple of businesses or profitable skills that you started while we were in school. But my question is, as at now, I am so sure that you already into something profitable and full time. Now, do you want to share with our audience tonight some of those profitable skills that you identified or discovered while you were in school until today they are still profitable to you? Do you want to share one or two with us?
Yes. I am already in that Stevie mode, so I might be screaming on top of my voice, but trust me, I want to really explain some things to us. You see, as young people that we are, we must understand that we will never remain young, but for life, everybody will grow older. So I understood this while I was on campus. Now, for example, when I was on campus, I was a speaker. I wrote my first book as an undergraduate. When I gave my spiritual father that book, he said, "At my age, he has not done what I had done by that time." So where I'm going somewhere now. I had a passion not to be broke. That was the passion I had, sir. I had a passion not to be broke. Because I hate when I want to get something, when I need something and I struggle to get it. So I had a passion not to remain broke, sir.
Mm.
Are you with me, sir?
Yes, sir.
So it was this passion that led me to doing a lot of things. I had a company in Kwasu then, when I was in Kwasu. This company, the name of the company was Ace Hostels. Now, it was a management company of hostels. I managed over 300 rooms on campus. I managed the most expensive hostel that was built while during Corona when I was on campus. I trained people that became CEO of themselves. So I knew that when I left campus, I knew. I just I had that knowing that oh sure for me, my life will not remain the same.
Mm.
Sir, I sold petrol on campus. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sold pure water nylon on campus.
Mm.
The only thing I did not do on campus, or things I did not do on campus, I did not do prostitution, I did not do armed robbery, I did not do cultism, I did not kill anybody. But think of any business. I didn't play as well for people, but I sold literally anything. And how did I discover my main passion? Was that I knew I could talk. I could use anything to inspire anybody. So I
Mm.
used this thing to get what I can to get to where I am, to get me to where I am going. Let me explain. Use what you have at the moment to get what you can to get to where you are going. So some of you know how to play ball. You necessarily do not, that does not mean you'll be a footballer. You can train people how to play that ball. You make that money and you use it to fund your dream. So I am one of the best salespeople in Africa. Now, I don't necessarily will remain a sales teacher for life, but I am using my mouth to get what I want to get me to where I am going to. So when I was in school, myself and my roommate, Kenny Yo, we sold petrol on campus. And another passion I have was that I had the side passion. Now, when I say side passion, I was able to spot opportunities in hindrance, in objection, in difficult situations. So when there was scarcity, I told my roommates, my church then they were buying fuel at a ridiculous price when people wanted to do night class. So I told myself, let us go and buy this fuel and we will sell to church. So let us go and buy this fuel, we'll post on our group and we'll sell. So it was this fuel money myself and my roommates were using to do, good and big boy on campus then. And many of us, when people tell us no, we become dejected, rejected, and subjected to the feelings of men. That is an error. That is an error. When people tell you no, no means next opportunity. No means next opportunity. So when people were telling us no on campus, no, it is not possible, no, it is impossible, sir and ma, I believed so much in myself. Another type of passion you should have after having the passion not to be broke and the passion of sight is the passion of self-belief. I believe so much in myself. So me believing in myself translated to me doing many things. Remember, I said service earlier. So
Yeah.
many of us we've defined passion as maybe I can dance very well. If you can dance and you don't believe in yourself, once they tell you no, you will not believe you can dance again.
Mm.
So you must understand the angle I am coming from. So one of the amazing thing I did on campus was that I knew that I was going to be a teacher. So I started teaching people on campus how to sell hostel, not knowing that fast. I think that was maybe 2019, I guess, or 2020. Not knowing that fast forward to 2023, 2024, 2025, I will be the one leading the largest real estate academy in Africa that has trained over 20,000 people. Now, look at this,
Wow.
sir. When I was on campus, I said 100 people should come, thousands of people should come. Only 5 people came. But currently, over 20,000 people have passed through our training academy.
Wow.
So somebody might be listening to me now and you are doing stuff. Only 2 people are showing up. Only one person showing up. Maybe that one person said is your brother, your sister. They are just saying, let them support your life so you not give up. Can I tell you, sir? Can I tell you, man? Listen to me and listen well. If you don't give up, you are the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Steven, that was really hot. That's the Steven I've known. That's the Steven that I know, right? That's the Steven that I know. Yeah, Daniel Olajide here says sharp. He says nobody better. Right. Now, Stephen, thank you so very much for that. When Stephen made mention of something, right, I used to remember while I was in Kwara State Polytechnic, right. I think I've shared this story a couple of times with my friends. I believe so much that Daniel on this call actually knows where I am heading to. Now, I remember then when I would call people to come for a program, they really wanted to learn how to print recharge card, how to do bulk SMS. Those were the in thing then, far back. And then I remember I'll put the printer in my school bag, right? I'll back it, and then I would I pass my neighbor generator with my right hand, and then the fuel right in my left hand, and then I'll move over to Kwara State Polytechnic. And I remember when I get there, I'll just find out that there's nobody is around to learn what I'm here to teach. Yes, I got discouraged. I remember that day I sat down when I got there and I started crying. It may not be easy at the beginning, but the most important thing is keep your focus alive and keep going. When you keep your focus alive and you keep going, on the long run, they will get to celebrate you too. Okay. And can I also say this again, that in as much as Steven had a rough beginning, right? I mean, a couple of people have rough beginnings. A lot of people actually do. Now, but the most important thing is, if you ask Steven now, are you still in that rough state of life? Definitely no. Steven is no longer in that state of he used to be then. Steven is now a better person. I mean, Steven, should I say Steven now has a car? he, I mean, there is a
I'm a
change
small
in
person.
level. There is a change in level. There is a change in status. All right. So Steven is not who he used to be. He discovered the profitable skill for the future, and then Steven decided that, oh, he needed to have he had the passion that he was never going to be broke. He had the passion of sight. Stephen believed so much in himself, and then he entered into it fully to do what he's supposed to do. All right. So
Sir,
finally,
can I say
Stephen,
something, sir?
yeah, please go ahead.
You see, something happened one sometime in my fellowship then,
Yeah.
because when I share my story, I might not be able to mention a lot of names, but I am so
Mm-hmm.
grateful to God, for the good people He has brought my way. And I would say everybody who attended Redeemed Christian Fellowship Kwara State University from 2017 to 2022,
Yeah.
they are the good people God has brought, across my life. And one of them, um, in I would say number one is my babe. Number two, is MT. Now, MT gave me the privilege of anchoring programs. That's another thing for young people listening to me.
Yeah.
Life will not present opportunity as a blessing, but the opportunity you use very well will turn to a blessing. Life will
Mm,
not present opportunity to you as a blessing, but the opportunity you use very well, will turn to blessing. So I maximize most opportunity on campus. Most. I mean, I may not be so book knowledgeable, but if Stephen is in the conversation, you cannot lose. People don't respect my department in the whole faculty, but when I spoke, we won two awards straight up. Two awards straight up. I am not sure they've won any type of that award again. Now, another thing I want everybody to start doing is that start speaking your future now, because what you do today, tomorrow, is the future you will enter by 12 o'clock. So that future you are going to, my brother, my sister, is just 12 a.m. That's the only difference. The difference between you and the future is tomorrow morning. So
yeah.
I told my friends then, I said, everybody bring out your phone, snap with me now. Because a time is coming. You will need to show people picture that you know me. They said I was
Mm,
proud. I said they said I said make a they said I was proud, but today we know who was proud and who was humble. Some of you are so humble that you get zero in life. While the people you think they are proud, actually they are not proud. They are just bold enough to declare what they want. They are just
mm,
courageous enough to declare what they want. You are too humble to say what you want. That is why anything always go for you. But people like us, we are bold, we are courageous, we are not scared. We know what we want. We say what we want. We get what we want. We go for what we want. Some of you, the reason why you are single is because you cannot speak up. So that babe that you should go ahead with, she's the one that will be sharing her picture. Don't worry, when she marry you will share it across. That job you should go for, because you are scared of maybe they will accept you or not. Hello sir, hello ma. 100, you lose 100% the chance you don't take. That is why I don't care what people want to tell me. I don't care what people want to say. Anything I like, I go for it. You've heard it. In case I buy Benz this year, it is not money ritual. I told you first. It's not because there's one money somewhere. I already said it. So anything you want, start saying it. So many of you, you want to travel, you want to do this thing, but you don't know how to say it because of your environment. I understand that our environment have a greater impact on us, but if you can declare and decree what you want, see, what you say is more powerful, than what they say. what you say is more powerful than what your daddy has said, than what your mother has said, than what your background is saying. Some of us, we did not allow our background put our back on the ground. That is why we said it, that maybe we are from Songo. Hello sir, hello ma. I went to public school, Igomode Grammar School. My school won award. I did not participate because I know I did not know that book. But today, my school is looking for me. People that graduated years ahead of me, they are looking for me. So it is not a function of the school you went to. It's a function of what you want, how you want it, when you want it, how you can speak what you want. So many of you today, you are too shy. You cannot be shy and be broke at the same time. They are two
Mm,
predicaments. Many of you, you are too shy. You are too timid. You are too shy. You are too timid. You are too shy. You are too timid. You need to be bold. You need to be bold. You need to be courageous. You need to be courageous. See, nothing can kill you if you are courageous about what you want. Anything, name it, think about it, name it, go for it, go for it. I have been declaring thousands of people that I will train. 2018, 5, 2019, 0, 2020, 0, 2021, 0, 2022, 0. They will just be inviting me 10, 20, 20. Now, as I'm talking to all of you on this call, I don't know if you are 10, if you are 20, if you are 40. All I know is that I am speaking to hundreds of thousands of people. So the problem is that you see 10, me, I see hundreds of thousands. So you are going to see the result of 10, I am going to see the result of hundreds of thousands. So I am speaking to just thousands of people on this call that can listen and take action on their life. Be bold enough to go for what you want. Be courageous enough to go for what you want. Be bold enough to say what you want. Be bold enough. Don't be scared. What's the highest thing that can happen? People will tell you no. What is no? No means next opportunity. Be bold enough. If you are with us, type I am bold enough. Type it in the comment section. I am bold enough. I am bold enough. I am bold enough. Thank you, sir.
wow. Thank you so very much, Steven. I mean, I personally, I am blown away. I am blown away tonight. I am bold enough, like you said. Thank you so very much, Steven. I mean, these words are powerful. These words are, they carry heavy weight, right? And I'm so sure everybody on this call tonight and everybody that will watch this discussion or conversation later on, I mean, it's going to be really transformative. This is not motivation, this is transformation that we are having on this call tonight. And Steven, I must say a very big thank you to you. Thank you for sharing that with us. And just before we say thank you finally to Steven, in case if you're here, I can say we have about six about people that are currently streaming here. In case if you have a question you would like to ask Steven, I'd like you to please just kindly drop it in the chat box, all right? And then Steven will respond to every of your questions. Now, Steven, while we're waiting, just in about 1 minute, please, I'd like to beg you to kindly give us about 5 extra minutes. All right. Now, Steven, I mean, you have said a lot right now, and I know that it is. I think people say that it is a bit easier to get to fame, but it is harder to keep fame. I mean, to sustain fame. All right. So, Steven, I'd like to ask you, what's your sustainability measure, right, in keeping your profitable skill active? Do you get what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please share with us.
So everybody on this call must understand something. You are not the first, you will not be the last. But because you are not the first does not mean you cannot last. How can you last? You stay with the one that has lasted, that is lasting, and that will remain lasting. That is God. Number two, how can you last? You do what the one that has lasted, that is lasting, and that will continue to last. God again. What is God doing? Raise people. Raise people. Raise people. You know, when I was RCF president, many people did not like me, but many people that did not like me, I had an impact in their life. People, many of you, you are rich today, yet people are not feeling your impact. Can I shock you? You are poor. Many of you, you are knowledgeable today. but you don't produce, you only consume. Can I shock you? You are also poor. You need to, number one, stay with God. Number two, impact people. See, people are the trumpet of your life. For example, I don't know how to use this app. I've never seen this app, StreamYard. I don't even know about it. I don't, understand. But there is a man that has been ordained from the foundation of the earth. His name is Brother Olayemi Ajibola. He understands all this technological stuff. You understand? Now, he knows all of you on this call. I don't know many, I don't know some. I know some, right? But I'm just using that as an example. Who knows? Maybe my destiny helper is on this call. Now, imagine I was not a good person to him. I will not be on this call. That's the third one. Be a good person. Many of you know God, you help people, but you're a bad person. Be a good person. These things are very simple. Impact people, be a good person. And number four, one thing I've done so far is that you can never meet me empty. Never be 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 empty. You must never be empty. You must never. You can never. If I'm sleeping, wake me up to talk about anything. I would fire you up. Never be empty. Never be empty. Make impact. Be a good person. Stay with God. Never be empty. And another thing is ensure that you have mentors. Ensure that you have mentors. Many people have mentees, yet they don't have mentors. Let me explain. Maybe, for example, Brahimi is my mentor, but Brahimi does not have a mentor himself. Never allow yourself to be mentored by somebody that does not have a mentor. If
Absolutely.
you allow somebody that does not have a mentor to mentor you, they will become a tormentor in your life. When you
Yeah.
allow somebody that does not have a mentor to mentor you, they will turn to tormentor in your life. Never allow yourself to be mentored by a man that does not have a mentor. Never. Who are they learning from? From people checking bumble money to TikTok, Instagram, from people changing their gender? No. You must ensure that your father has a father. Your mentor has a mentor. Ensure that you know where your stream is flowing from. And another thing I think I do, over the years that the Lord has helped me is personal development. Develop yourself, guys. Develop yourself. Develop yourself. Maybe one of these days when I'm, a minister in the federation, maybe minister of youth, or maybe minister of natural resources, or maybe minister on housing development or commission in one of the states. Maybe many people will understand the power of self-development. Thank you, sir. I think that's all for now. Any question, please?
Thank you so very much, Steven. Steven finally he made mention of self-development, and let me share one of such with you guys that I personally know of. See, those days, yeah, me and Steven we have slept in the same room before. So I remember then when sleeping, sleeps.
Okay.
I remember very well. Steven wakes up as early as maybe 5 or before 5. And one of the first things, Stephen is a Christian, I'm also a Christian. One of the first things Stephen would do is to read the open heavens. And then you see Stephen pray. Now, I have known Stephen to have inculcated that habit over time. And Stephen was committed and consistent during that period. Okay. And something else is once Stephen is done reading the open heavens and praying, then the next thing you find Stephen do most times is read a book that helps him to grow or that helps him to build. All right. Maybe a book on business, a book about on spiritual growth, or books generally that he has discovered as something that would help him to sustain that skill that he has discovered for the future. Okay, so I mean, everything that he is sharing, I am aware of, and Stephen is not just saying it. Stephen practices everything to the best of my knowledge, everything that he has shared on this call with us tonight, right? So once again, Stephen, I want to say big thank you to you. Thank you for coming on this call. Thank you for having this conversation with us tonight. We do not take you for granted. My
Thank you,
humble
sir.
CEO, thank you so very much. We're so grateful.
Thank
And
you, sir.
if you're on this call tonight, you may want to follow Steven across all his social media platforms. All right. You may want to follow Steven just to say, Steven, thank you so very much. You blessed me with those words that you shared. You can follow Steven on Instagram at Steven Adebayo underscore realtor. Steven Adebayo underscore realtor. To the best of my knowledge, Steven responds to messages more on Instagram. So you can follow him on Instagram, and I am very sure that you would have a good time conversing with Stephen. Once again, Stephen Adebayo would like to say a very big thank you to you. Thank you for being on this call, and everybody that has been here since we started this conversation or discussion. I would like to say a very big thank you to you all. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for streaming this call with us. All right, thank you, folks. And just if you're on this call, you are anywhere around Kwara State, maybe you're a student of Kwara State University, University of Ilorin, Kwara State Polytechnic, or any university at all within Kwara State or its environment, all right, and you would be less busy or you are so intentional about your future, right? I'd like to specially invite you for our next conference. It is tagged the Eagles Conference 2025, and we call it the next chapter. All right. After school, what's the next thing? You need to come that day to learn of your next chapter. I mean, this is Stephen has given us a very big lesson to learn, and I really want you to come learn much more. All right. Have an addition to what Stephen has shared with you tonight. Once again, everyone, I'd like to say a very big thank you. Thank you for joining us. All right. And Stephen, once again, likes to say a very big thank you. Thank you for not holding back. Thank you for sharing with us. And thank you, everyone, once again. You can please ensure you subscribe to this channel on YouTube, and you can also follow us across all our social media platforms on Instagram, underscore Eagles Academy 1. On Facebook, you can search for Eagles Business School. On LinkedIn, Eagles Business School. On Twitter or X, you can follow us underscore Eagles Academy 1. And on YouTube, I mean, these are YouTube channels. So just click on subscribe as you're watching or as you're here live having this conversation with us. Thank you so very much, Stephen. Once again, God bless you. And thank you, everyone, for joining us again tonight. And see you some other time. God bless you. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye, Stephen. Thank you.